welcome you all in the 84th podcast of this series, Gyan Pravah. My dear friends, as we know, this is a wonderful initiative by none other than but our respected and dynamic President Foxy, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar, Madam. Madam doesn't need any introduction. Ma'am is the past president of IAG, president elect of ISAR, and definitely President Foxy for 2025. One thing I must say about ma'am is credited with the first stem cell baby in India and first in the world at the age of 45 years. So this is again a very ambitious project of ma'am, and I am really very thankful to ma'am for always being with us, for always her support. But today, as she is in a very important meeting or her very auspicious project, the Sampurna project with the Minister of Health of Maharashtra, she sent her apologies of not being there. And on her behalf, our very dynamic, my mentor, my friend, and my senior, our joint secretary Foxy, Dr. Aswini Kale ma'am is there to welcome and introduce to all. Ma'am again doesn't need an introduction. She's such a dynamic lady. And ma'am, what I think in the future, you will be the Sunita Tandulwadkar part 2. I am very much sure about that. And definitely, ma'am is the national coordinator of the Family Welfare Committee. Over to you, ma'am, for the introduction of none
Thank
other
you
than
so
but
much,
you.
Apurva, for the wonderful introduction. A warm welcome to Deepak, sir. It is always such a pleasure to listen to you. I mean, no matter what the topic is, you have already made it so interesting for the gynecologist. And today's topic is of special importance because I never thought of the spirituality angle in sexuality. So I'm sure it's going to be very wonderful. Sir, I would also like to tell you that we from Foxy have also started a program called as Prayas, which is spearheaded by Apurva only, which is this sexual education for all the adolescent boys in the school. So this is for the first time that such a program has been started, and we are so proud that Apurva has conducted at over 20-25 schools now all over India. So we never thought of educating the boys also. So I think the time has come that we talk about this subject very openly, not only to our peers and patients, but also to these young boys and girls. And sir, we at Foxy are not only these programs, but our another spearheaded program is Sampurna, which is the preconception care. Then we are also doing a huge program called as Nirmal Banaras, where we are working towards cervical cancer awareness and HPV vaccination. Then we are working towards thalassemia eradication. Then we have our Arogya Yoga Yatra, where we are doing the spirituality in medicine. We are moving across the country at 13 pre-decided places of holy, all these holy places. We started with Tirupati, then we went on to Rishikesh, then we did it at Puri. So these are all the programs which are being conducted right from Jan under the leadership of Sunita madam. So once again, a warm welcome to you, sir, and I will join from the viewers link for this very interesting podcast. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Apurva, and all the best.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
thank you so much, Ashwini ma'am, for always being there. And thank you for coming. So for Deepak Jumani sir, again doesn't need any introduction. And ma'am is sir is a celebrity sexual health counselor and sexual health therapist and consultant. Sir is an honorary associate professor of JG Group of Hospital and Medical Colleges. And sir is recipient of Dronacharya Award from none other than but our past health minister of Government of India and what not. A lot of first credit to her, to him, and definitely we are blessed to have you, sir, today for our podcast today. So, sir, when we are talking about the sexuality and spirituality, first I would like to say why I choose this particular topic. Because the vision of our president, madam, is to have the spirituality in medicine. So when the spirituality come in every aspect of medicine, so why not in the sexual health and the sexual medicine? And for that, today we are here. Sir, my first question to you, sir, what is actually spirituality? many times we are really confused that what is spirituality. So I just want to ask you, what is spirituality, and definitely what is sexuality after that. First, sir, what is spirituality? Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Apurva, and thank you, Ashwini ma'am, and thank you, everybody at this platform. I am really touched to the core of my soul and heart, to share this wonderful, important aspects of our life. You see, spirituality and sexuality are both vital, both are interconnected. Now, if you talk about spirituality, Apurva, we are all, see, no, we have advanced in science so much, but have we been able to make a human being? No. This is all the creation of somebody above us, the creator. He has instilled spirits, which is an energy. You call it an energy. I'm making it very simple, and put in a body and send it for a purpose to us on this earth. So what is spirituality? Spirituality is nothing but, in the truest essence, is to love. That's the truest and the basic essence of spirituality is love. We have various meanings of spirituality. Like, he goes to the temple, he does fast, he respects his parents, he goes for pilgrimage. All those things which appeal to us as respecting something which is divine or above us is spirituality. It is to adore, respect, admire, be thankful, be full of gratitude, be full of thankfulness to somebody who's above us or somebody who's created us is spirituality. Now, why why do we call ourselves as, we all are spiritual human beings? Definitely, because we are born out of it. Okay, and when we die, our body remains here, but the spirit goes away. So that's spirituality. In fact, in short, if you go deep into the understanding of what spirituality is, you will find that it is nothing but love for something divine, something above you, something which has made you what you are today. That's spirituality. And
Of course, sir.
sexuality is, your second question was, what is sexuality? Sex is what you do, the act. And sexuality is what you are. So, in short, these are the two meanings. Sex is what you do, and sexuality is what you are. It's a word used to talk about how you understand your body. Now, see, you can be a gay, you can be a lesbian, you can be a transgender, you can be a queer, anything, but that's your sexuality. That's you. That's what you are. And the relationship with you have with your body, that's your sexuality. And both are vital aspects, both are interconnected, and it's all a spectrum. Sexuality is a big spectrum of what different types of your body, orientation, everything what you are is sexuality.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Sir, one thing, when you have told about the spirituality, and you wonderfully connected it to the sexuality also. So, though it's not with this topic, but I have already always in my mind, sir, does have spirituality anything related with the science and scientific things, sir?
We all have evolved as people of evidence, scientific mind. We have got logical mind. We just can't accept anything which is abstract. You know, so we are all scientific minded people. Even when we give medicine, we know that, oh, it's evidence based, it's been studied, there have been a lot of trials done, there are no adverse reactions, there are no side effects and all that. So we are all scientific people. What science does to us, that it makes us our things better. Like, if I'm giving an antibiotic to somebody for a specific reason, I'm doing something good because I know this is going to be effective on that bacteria which he's got. So science makes us our things better. But what spirituality does is, because we are guided by some unseen energy which is there in us, which is more powerful than us, which has created us, spirituality makes we persons better, so that we make use of science better. So that's the angle which I wanted to say. Science makes things better. Spirituality makes persons better. So that's what is important.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. You beautifully connect with the science and spirituality, and definitely science with the sexuality. Sir, a few time back, we was talking about Oso and other things. Sir, when I was in a college, I starting my college, I have heard one very book by Oso, Sambhog se Samadhi. I heard I have never got a chance to learn and listen this book. But sir, I just want, because many people are thinking the sexuality and spirituality are entirely different thing, and they are like 180-degree apart. So, what make a person a spiritual being or a sexual being? What's your intake in that, sir?
See, when you go to a temple, okay, imagine now this act is a spiritual act, okay. So you're going to a temple. What do you see? You see the image of a god, be it Devi, be it Ram, be it anybody, Hanuman, well decorated, right? So your sense of vision is stimulated. Then there are flowers, there are incense. So your sense of smell is ignited. Okay. Then you hear bhajans. So you're hearing. You touch the bell, you touch the temple, you touch the priest touches your feet. So all your senses are involved when you are spiritual. Okay. Now, what happens in sexuality? You kiss, you hug, you touch, you embrace. So even there, all your senses are equally involved. So there is some connect. Now, if you are highly spiritual, which means you have you have a respect, admiration, adoration of something above you, more divine, more powerful than you. That's important. That's what is spiritual. You feel that doing something good, doing something nice is following the ritual, following the path of being spiritual, or following the path what divine has given it to you. And then you feel spiritual. You go to a pilgrim, you give donation, you do charity. All those things what you do is being spiritual and is aligned with something nice, something good. So even when you are sexual with anybody, be it with a male, be it with a female, male, male, female, female, male, female, whatever it is, you you try, you are doing something what is spiritual. What is it? That you love each other, you become one, you become defenseless, you become egoless, and you reach a state where it's trance, it's something beautiful. You have oxytocin, you feel good. So like how when you listen to certain bhajan or some nice darshan, you feel अरे बहुत अच्छा दर्शन हुआ, बहुत मस्त मजा आ गया ये. So similarly, even this you have the same feeling. So this is the connect between spirituality and sex. Spirituality is a path, and sexuality is an act or is also a path which makes you come to one end of your life, which is an experience of love. That's what it is.
Wow, sir. Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. You how we always think that two are actually the two different things, but you beautifully explained that these two are actually the same. And whatever you are getting in the spirituality, definitely you get into the sexuality too. Wonderful, sir. Sir, my next question is, how do we learn about the spirituality and sexuality?
Very important. See, we Hindus, we we have been culturally following certain traditions. Okay, we go to the temple. Why? Because we feel that taking blessings from the Almighty is something nice. Is something going to be rewarding to us, something which will help us, something will make us feel good, feel pure, feel sanctious. So that's what it is, and we learn this culturally. from our parents, from whatever we see in our day-to-day life, maybe movies, maybe whatever it is. So spirituality is inborn in us because we are spirits in our own body. Spirits don't have any genders, so we are all born with spirits, with that divine force which was given to us by Almighty to go to this world and have a purpose and meaningful life. So we are all having that spirit in us. We can tap this out by following certain divine activities. Like whatever we do, in the fulcrum, the main thing should be love and giving and service to each other and being good to each other. Being good and doing good is spirituality. The essence is that we do everything, or when we give something also, we give it with love. That's what makes us being spiritual, and that's how we learn spirituality. We learn spirituality by giving, by loving, by doing good, by following the inner core of our conscious, of what we when we do that thing, we don't feel bad about it. We feel good about it. So that's how we learn. And these are the ingredients of being spiritual. And sexuality is an act. If it is done with consent, if it is done with the proper way, with loving your partner, in making her feel good, making her feel important, or making him feel or good and important, that again is giving you joy, as what you get when you do some spiritual act. So this is, and being sexually good is, there are certain criterias. One is not to be coercive, not to be angry, not to feel bad, not to make it a sin, not to make it a crime like thing, like rape is, it's not sexuality. It's something criminal, so something like that. So everything what you do with good intent and with positive vibes and with giving, helping, loving, making one feel like I'm same, I want you, or make him or her feel needed, important, respecting, admiring. That's how you learn what is good sexuality, healthy sexuality, not to
Right.
harm, not to do anything bad. When you go to temple, you don't steal anything. So you take prasad, you ring the bell, you bow down. So all those things what you do when you are going to a temple or doing any spiritual act, and if those emotions are also done when you are in a sexual act without making yourself feel proud, oh, I am a man, I can do. No, you are a human being. So if you are doing it equally with helping and by making joyfulness, mindfully making your partner feel happy, and you also getting the joy out of it, that's how you learn what is healthy and what is good spirituality and good sexuality, healthy sexuality.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely wonderful. Sir, when we are talking anything, uh, any health or anything, it always led to something else. So, according to you, where spiritually led us to?
See, like, I became a doctor. I opened my practice. I got a small clinic. Sometime later, I got a big hospital. I got attachments. Okay. I kept on progressing. So that's how it transcended. My basic qualification, whatever it be, MBBS, MD, and then PhD in MRCP, all those things. That's how I led to, that's called transcendence. So if you are spiritual, in spirituality, you are being guided by an inner energy, inner force, which is divine, which is God given. Okay. So this energy, if you keep at your front before you do anything, in front of you, as your dashboard, as your front mirror, where you have to look at it and then go ahead and accelerate your car or whatever, wherever, take the directions, you will definitely transcend in your personal growth. you know so even in sexuality, if it is a healthy sexuality, if you are respecting your partner and loving each other, you will see a growth not only in your personal life, but in your interpersonal relationships. There'll be the greater bond, there'll be more happiness, there'll be more peace, more joyfulness. So, this is spirituality will lead higher and higher scalable heights, at whatever heights you cannot imagine what heights you can go. If your home front, if you two are happy in a healthy relationships and you feel good about each other, don't criticize and don't condemn, and don't be like one, you will definitely see a lot of positive things happening in your life. A lot of goodness will be seen as a fragrance of your both self, and you'll see a lot of prosperity. More than that, you will remain peaceful. Today, in my practice, I see only two things which I want at the end of the day. One, I want job satisfaction, and second, I want peace. So both the things I can get if I have my practice of medicine in a spiritual way. Guiding, see, I've been guided by my teachers. That's a divine force. Okay. The teachings of my teachers, the hands are mine, but the rewards are the knowledge which they give me is theirs, but the rewards are mine. So I feel happy that I was taught, okay, isko ye dene ka, isko ye dene ka, ye problem hai ye dene ka. So that I'm following. I'm respecting my teachers. I'm following their advices. I'm being guided by those divine people. Similarly, guiding our own self with divinity. Divinity means doing good, everything what is good, whatever be the perspectives of goodness. If you do that, there will be definitely a growth, and you'll see it will lead to as high as possible. So that is what is important for us to learn.
Absolutely, sir. So, sir, after learning the basic about what is spirituality, now about what is sexuality, sir, I just want to ask you, is there any relation, any connection between spirituality and sexuality?
Well, as I said, we are people of science. We want evidence. ठीक है, ये मानते हैं यार सब अच्छा करो अच्छा होता है, this is all okay. Dr. Andrew Newberg, he did one study on 20 couples. What he did was he made them sleep together. Now, he mapped their brains with functional MRIs. First, the man stimulated the girl by stimulating her clitoris. Okay. So when he did that, the girl was excited, and the images showed certain areas of the brain which got activated, which were all sex centers. Okay. Now, the same thing was done when they were doing some spiritual act, like chanting mantras or whatever it is. So, when they did that, again, the functional MRIs were done. In these also, the same areas were activated in the brain. So, what does it mean? That in the central nervous system, your centers of brain which get activated are the same when you are sexual or spiritual. So, what more connect you want? We as scientific people want evidence. So, this is the evidence you have. When the frontal lobe or the amygdala or the hippocampus, all those things were activated in the functional MRI, there was nothing else to ask. That healthy sexuality and spirituality are same.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, what happened now? Because when we are thinking about the spirituality, we think that the sexuality is where there is a nothing, no scope of the sexuality in spirituality. But it's not absolutely not like that. And you have explained it so well that spirituality is absolutely connected with the sexuality or the vice versa. So thank you so much, sir, for bringing out such an important topic. Sir, I am blessed that I have heard you in a lot of conferences. I'm attending your lectures, and once I heard your lectures about this spirituality and sexuality. So, sir, I just want, we have any PPT, sir? Because I think what mind is, what I is seeing, we are collected in our mind. So can I ask the technical people, please help sir out? And I know it's a podcast and we never has PPTs there, but today we have Deepak sir, and
Sure.
I'm really breaking the bias,
Very,
and
very,
I'm
very,
asking you,
very interesting
please.
thing. Apurva, why I'm telling you this, I have met spiritual leaders and I've spoken to them about this. I found temples in Khajuraho, in Puri, in Cambodia, in so many places where erotic images are shown in the temple. So it was
Absolutely, sir.
disturbing in my mind as to in this temple why these erotic images are shown. So one guy told me that this was the normal happy things which were happening during that time, and the kings were encouraging it. Kings were encouraging that anybody who's happy was being rewarded, was being gifted, was being appreciated. So happiness and embracing each other and sexuality and spirituality was one at that time. So that was important. And these spiritual leaders who've been working in this field of spirituality or speaking about it, studying about it, they can guide us in a much better way. We are medical people. Okay, I am a sexologist, so I know more about sexual health and sexual medicine. But some things which spiritual people or spiritual leaders can say, which I would like to share in my presentations. And thank you very much
Absolutely, sir.
for giving me this opportunity. I will just start my presentation.
Absolutely, sir.
Okay, is it visible?
Absolutely, sir. It's visible.
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे
I
नमः
pray to all my teachers. I thank them for whatever they have made me, and I beseech them to bless me always. India is a land of enchantment and abode of spirituality. Our fascinating country is a spiritual hub pulsating with life and energy. We all know India is rich in culture, tradition, heritage. It is multicultural, multilingual, multifaceted. But also, India is a land of Kama Sutra, which is an epic of effort. Who taught us how to love? It's this Rishi Vatsayan's Kama Sutra. Okay. Is this spirituality and sexuality interconnected? Yes, it is. It is definitely interconnected. Uh, is it antagonistic or is it connected? Does it interfere? Does spirituality interfere in being sexual? No, it is not. I have got many spiritual leaders who are living their normal life. They also are having children. Everything is fine. So monks, nuns, they celibate. And is celibacy considered to be a virtue? Yes, it is to some extent. But celibacy and celebration both go together. So in the pursuit of sexual pleasure, we need to be compliant with spirituality, which means we need to have an emotional aspect. We need to be having a loving aspect to our partner. And that is what is important. So we all know nature survives on love. Sex in the right spirit is an extension, a spiritual extension of such an love. Okay?
आइए आज आपको एक कहानी सुनाता। एक बार एक नेत्रहीन व्यक्ति गया मंदिर ईश्वर के दर्शन प्राप्त करने। अब जब वहां उपस्थित लोगों को यह ज्ञात हुआ कि यह व्यक्ति नेत्रहीन है, तो कुछ लोगों ने उसका उपहास उड़ाना प्रारंभ कर दिया। वो जिसकी स्वयं की दृष्टि ही नहीं, क्या करने आया होगा यहाँ? कदाचित ईश्वर से शिकायत करने आया होगा कि क्यों आपने मुझसे मेरी दृष्टि छीन ली। किंतु इन सभी बातों से उस नेत्रहीन व्यक्ति ने स्वयं को पीड़ित नहीं होने दिया। वो मुस्कुराया और उसने केवल एक बात कही, माना कि मेरे भाग्य ने मुझसे मेरी दृष्टि छीन ली, किंतु मैं अभागा नहीं, क्योंकि मेरा ईश्वर वो मुझे देख सकता है। स्मरण रखिएगा, दृष्टि नहीं दृष्टिकोण आवश्यक है।
What is the true meaning of spirituality? Well, the word spirit is understood in very different ways. Some people think that spirit means the ghosts, the bodiless beings which are there, the beings which are there, very dark beings, and so they call it spirits. And in Christian ideology, they have good spirits and they have evil spirits. So the good spirits are called the angels, and the bad spirits are called the demons. So many people think that when anybody says spirituality, then it means something to do with these evil or good demons. But that's not the truth. The spirit word should be taken as the essence of something. So the spirituality should be understood as where you are keen to learn what is the essence of your own being, what is the essence of this universe, what is the essence of God, if there is any, and what is the essence of my own presence. I am existing. What does it mean? What am I in a reality?
Science means what? Systematic, logical understanding which leads to something which is beyond the known arena, beyond the arena of known. So here, science is exploring into the unknown through the known. Spirituality is exactly the same. That's why spirituality is where all religions connect. All religion merge in one point, that is spirit.
Spirituality is not a certain perspective. Because once you call it a perspective, every individual has a right to have his own perspective. That's going to be one big mess. Truth is not something that you can interpret the way you want and somebody else can interpret the way he wants. Truth cannot be interpreted, it can only be misinterpreted. You can become it or you don't.
So spirituality is the aspect of humanity, we humans, that refers to the way individuals seek and expresses meaning and purpose, and the way they experience their connectedness to the moment, to self, to others, to nature, and to the significant or sacred above all of us. Spirituality means any experience that is thought to bring the experiencer into contact with the divine. So this is what I had told. So when you think that there is something beyond us, above us, creator of us, who has given us this beautiful life by putting that spirit in us, that's spirituality. Is what is the difference between spirituality and religion? If you love, if you are truthful, if you have gratitude, if you have purified mind, if you have cultivated ethical values, if you have developed a prayerful heart, if you decorate your inner self with good qualities, you are spiritual. Okay. Religion pleases the society. Okay. There's a set of beliefs, कि तुमको हर शनिवार को हनुमान का मंदिर में जाने का है, हर एकादशी को उपवास रखने का है. So that is religion that pleases the society. Okay, parents feel, हाँ इसने आज उपवास रखा है, एकादशी रखा है, इसने श्रावण रखा है. But spirituality pleases your own self and the divine. When you do good, irrespective of whatever, whether you go to worship or you don't go to worship, whether you go to a pilgrim or no, or whether you do fast or no, but if you are good, if you are loving in nature, this is spirituality. So a lot of, Judaism, Christianity, all have ultimately same thing. So there are 4 goals of life we all should know. Kama means desire, pleasures through the 5 senses. Artha means you build wealth, okay? You build success, you have a lot of possession. Dharma means your virtues, how virtual you are. And moksha means liberation. But when you look at these 4 goals of life, your aim should be the reverse, You should have moksha as first, that I want to liberate myself. So I will do everything what is dharmic. I will develop those virtues which I want. Okay. And then maybe I will earn some money. And of course, karma is always there with me. I can get it. So what is sex is what you do. Sexuality is what you are. Sexuality is nothing but the shorthand of everything related to sexual behavior, acts, desires, arousals, and experience, every experience which deems sexual. When I looked at Google, the meaning of sexuality is defined as orientation, activity, or capacity of sexual feelings.
Some GTCC on SIM1.
Understanding our sexuality is about the sexual feelings and attraction we feel towards other people, not about who we have sex with, the quality or condition of being sensual. Is sexual energy the same as spiritual energy? Now understand this. See, spiritual energy, if it was not there, we were not being born. Okay. And sexual energy is the one energy which gives life. So understand the importance. Without spiritual energy, without the spirit in us, we are not existing. And without the sexual energy which we have, we cannot give birth to anybody. So spiritual energy comes from pure consciousness. It's creative. Without that, you and I would not be alive, and nothing would have life in it, because by life, we mean the vitality of pure consciousness. So the trees, the birds, the flowers, you, me, anything that is vital has this energy. Sexual energy is also a creative energy of the universe, because without that, you and I would not exist. And it manifests as charm, as love, as attraction, as infatuation, intimacy, so that there is the merging of consciousness and the emergence of new life. Therefore, that the same sexual energy is the same as spiritual energy. So, see, spirits are genderless. We all have spirits living in a body. God in heaven created our spirits first before giving us the body, and he gave us bodies according to our purpose on earth. God gives our purpose and gives us every resource to fulfill that purpose. See, he gave you a body. He gave you a place to live. He provided all what you needed to become a gynecologist or me a sexologist, and we are having our purpose in life. And he knew this, and he knows your passion. So you are comfortable in your body. I'm not against LGBTQ community, but I'm here to help us value because we are individuals. We are straight, we are heterosexual, we are happy. But people who are LGBTQ also should be happy, because the gender what they have is not congruent, not conjugal with their body. So we should value their gender, what they are feeling as a different orientations. That is why we must discover the purpose that God gave to us. But I stand by them in terms of gender. So these people need our love, help, and support. Instead of LGBT community to change sexuality, genders, and so on, we should press forward and make stand for equality. There are certain principles of both energies. Sexual energy is the primal and creative energy of this universe. When we feel attraction, alertness, or awakened passion or interest or our creativity or enthusiasm or excitement, sexual energy is at work. If we nourish these states when we are attracted or infatuated towards somebody and infuse an emotional component to it, which means I do good or I make proper love, I give respect, admire, and experience it with joy. And if we keep it alive in our awareness, then we become passionate lovers for life. This is divinity or spirituality. So, how sexual energies or sexuality becomes spirituality? This is a very good example. Sexual desire is sacred. We all have desires. We are all born out of sex. So it is sacred. Sex is not secret, it is sacred. And without it, there would be no life. Therefore, the suppression of sexual energy is false, ugly, and unchaste. So this was the functional MRI, which I just mentioned to you all. 20 pairs of subjects shortly following two states that were randomized during orgasmic meditation practice, and these which I just explained to you. And this is a proper study, very recent. So they conclude overall these findings suggest a complex pattern of functional connectivity changes occurring in both members of the couple pair that result from unique meditation practice. The changes represent a hybrid of functional connectivity findings with some similarities to meditation-based practices and some with sexual stimulation and orgasm. This study has broader implications of understanding the dynamic relation between sexuality and spirituality. A beautiful example. I wish I could show a movie of this. It's a long movie, maybe sometimes. If you resist, suppress any energies, it's going to be violent. In sex, as in all areas of life, resistance is born out of fear, and all resistance is ultimately mental. It is said that if you suppress any unmet desires, it will morph as psychosomatic symptoms in your body. During union, when you are having a good sexual union, there's union between flesh and spirit. So in many religions interpretations, I would say the religious ideological frameworks, it is considered to be profane, sacred, and there is this distinction between that which is profane and that which is sacred. If that sexual union leads to joy and creativity and new life, it's coming together and is divine. So bliss, carefreeness, and playfulness are the essence of sex. There should not be guilt. There should not be fear. There should not be any shame when you are having sex. So any relations that come from joy-giving, playfulness ultimately leads to ecstasy. Any relations that is based on need is ultimately doomed or failure. So how to improve your sexual experiences? Imbibe sexual spirituality in it. To improve your sexual experience, get rid of expectations, and to improve the quality of your life, get rid of the need for explanations for everything. Don't ask your partner, do you love me? No, your partners for life. How am I doing? How am I feeling? Do you love me? These are the questions not to be asked. To improve your experiences, get rid of these expectations. They're not needed. Sexual intimacy is the road to the chastity or experience of true freedom. Sex is value-based, is transcendent. So how sexuality can lead to spirituality? Sex is a means of escaping a little ego of your little self. It's many people's only experience of meditation. And now because sex can lead to, in fact, in many languages, see the word orgasm. When you feel orgasm, what it is like little death, timelessness, transcend union between the lover and beloved, union between seer and scenery, between observer and observed, which is ultimate reality that there is no separation. Without values, we become spiritually bankrupt. You find rude people who have got no, isko sala heart hi nahi hai. He is not spiritual at all. So those people are spiritually bankrupt. That's what we call it. Sexual fulfillment occurs when experience comes from playfulness instead of need. When sex is used to fulfill needs, it's addiction, lust, or whatever you can call it. Look what Osho beautifully says.
The simplest method for lovers is, while they are making love, they should make it a sacred experience. All the religions have destroyed the sacredness of love. They have condemned it as a sin. And the conditioning has gone so deep in human minds that people are making love in such a hurry as if they want to finish it as quickly as possible. Naturally, if it is a sin, it is better finished soon. Their hearts are guilt-ridden, their minds completely full of sin. If lovers want to make love a meditative experience, then first thing is to drop the idea that it is sin, that it is something wrong. It is something immensely beautiful, a tremendous gift of nature, of existence, for which you should not be guilty. You should be grateful.
So true intimacy is sacred and divine. It's proven. This now is the time to inquire into spirit. Okay, this is atahato brahma jignasa, means it has been conclusively decided in the scriptures after due consideration that ultimate goal for the welfare of human society is detachment from the bodily concept of life and increased and steadfast attachment to the Supreme Lord, which is transcendental beyond the modes of material nature. So when you are at the peak, say you reach the point of no return, you are vulnerable, you are intimate, you are egoless, you are defenseless, you are spontaneous, you are joyful, you are carefree. There is a sense of timelessness. And these see, when you feel that orgasm, when you are really having good sex, this is what you feel. And these characteristics are also the characteristics in true nature of your spirit. Hence, sexual energy is spiritual energy. Science can make things better, as I told you. Spirituality can make persons better so that they can understand the science and do the science in a better way. We are not programmed machines. Our brains are not programmed machines, but we are all the owners of programmable machines. That's important. Our sexuality affects everything what we do, and everything affects our sexuality. The same is true of our spirituality, that which is most deeply meaningful to us. We cannot deny both, but denying them does not mean they are not both alive in every breath and heartbeat of life. Sexual scripts we are written. These are all cultural prescriptions. Okay, शादी के पहले सेक्स नहीं करने का, शादी के बाद ही करने का. All those scripts are there. They dictate the when, where, how, and with whom to have sex, and what that sex means when it happens. Sexuality and spirituality are natural parts of who we are. We are simultaneously sexual and spiritual. How can we not be? This is a beautiful Ras Leela. I admire Garba Ras and all these things. It symbolizes the overflowing outpouring of the primal energy as it's divided between men and women. Coming together, they feel as light as feathers. See how they dance, okay? And there's a beautiful...
बाजे रे बाजे रे बाजे रे ढोली तारो ढोल बाजे ढोल बाजे ढोल बाजे ढोल के ढम ढम बाजे ढोल ढोली तारो ढोल बाजे ढोल बाजे.
So receiving pure love, receiving caring from you and recognition from another confers a great blessing. It affirms in us who we are, allowing us to say yes to ourselves. When the value and beauty of our existence is recognized, this allows us to relax, let down, and settle into ourselves. In relaxing, we open, and this opening makes us transparent to the life flowing through us like a fresh breeze that enters in the room as soon as you open the windows. This is spirituality and sexuality. So, friends, spirituality and sexuality are God-made. भगवान की बनाई कोई भी चीज अपवित्र नहीं हो सकती. जो प्रक्रिया संसार में नया जीवन उत्पन्न करती है वो कभी अपवित्र नहीं हो सकती. We are all born out of love and sex. So we are all born out of spirituality and sexuality. How can it be different? Sex is sacred, divine, and spiritual. Sensuality, sexuality is spirituality. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. My last slide. We are spiritual and sexual human beings. Spirituality in sexuality is a bond that dignifies intimacy. If you are not rude to your partner, if you are not paining her, if you are doing it joyfully, it is a dignified intimacy. Sex is sacred synchronicity of the soul. Both need it. Both need to be synchronized. Embrace the act of sex as worship and consider him or her as a sacred representative of divine. All are God's children. Okay. Exercise your devotion muscle and trash the wrong belief systems into nothingness. Spiritual evolution is unstoppable. You can reach as high as possible in loving a human being or being spiritual with a human being. We are not human beings with spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings. We have spirit in us with human experience or sexual experience. Thank you all for being my light and love.
Sir, it's
I have
absolutely wonderful, sir. It's absolutely wonderful. And you bring it to another level. I was just thinking that I am seeing some movie or something like that, sir. And that's why I know it's a out of the box type. And in the podcast, probably we are going into for 84 episode until now. Nobody shared the PPTs, but I urge you to share the PPT because
Thank
I
you.
know we know
Thank
it
you.
is so visually, orgasmic, I can say, to listen and to see your lectures. So thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful lectures and you how beautifully connects the spirituality along with the sexuality. But sir, still after this wonderful lectures, I know many of the viewers when I share this, this flyer to different groups, to different even the non-medicos group, I got a lot of questions, regarding how it is possible. So, sir, I just want, is there actually evidence based that they are interconnected?
I gave you a beautiful study done by Dr. Newberg. That's a big evidence to all of us. And see your personal experience. You've been to the temple, how nice you feel once you have good darshans, once you get good blessings, once you feel you got nice prasad, you got a beautiful darshan. And also when you were sexual, how did you feel? So both are interconnected. You have subjective experiences which all of us can feel. Plus we have evidences, scientific evidences also. What I can say is, ask yourself one simple question. What gives you happiness? What gives you fulfillment in life? Okay, and what gives you a sense of purpose in life? Just ask these three questions to yourself. If you can answer to these questions that resonate with your own soul, yes, when I'm practicing, I get job satisfaction, I get peace. When I'm loving my partner, she feels nice and I feel good that I'm making her feel nice. When you go to the temple, you feel quenched. Oh, I did whatever I was told by my father or whatever cultural scripts I had. I felt nice. I had nice vibes. I gave charity to a poor guy. I made him smile. I gave free medicines to some poor patient. He was cured. So all these things will resonate and will undoubtedly make you a spiritual being. And being spiritual and sexual is same. It's nothing different.
Absolutely, sir. It's now absolutely that spirituality and sexuality, I can say it is the two side of the same coin. That I can say. And
Yes.
sir, but when we are connected anything, like now the non-communicable disease is connected with the spirituality, and they are saying if you are being more spiritual, more organized in your life, and it will be benefited for the non-communicable to improve it. So, is there any benefit of being this connection? The first thing,
Absolutely,
and second, sir,
absolutely.
yeah,
This is going to be the best thing which will be a take home for everybody who's listening to us. See, we fall sick for two reasons, Apurva. One, what we put in our body, and second, what we do for our body. There is no third reason. We say, oh, diabetes is genetics, heart attack is no. 93% of what happens to us is all because of our stupid wrong lifestyle. 7% is only genetics. But we can modulate, we can regulate our genes with good lifestyle. So if you are conscious about what your body is a body where your spirit is there, correct? So your spiritual body, if it's insulted by eating something which is not correct, either less or more, whatever, or you do some act of which is not spiritual, you're going to fall sick. You're going to fall sick. You eat only batata vadas 10 days, see, you will fall sick. You keep on taking alcohol for 2 months continuously, you will fall sick. You try and curse, abuse, or you do something stupid, smoke or, take to drugs or gamble, you're going to fall sick. So, sickness, illnesses, and wellnesses are all dependent upon what you put in your body and what you do for your body. What you put in your body and what you do for your body. Your body is sacred. Your body is a sexual and spiritual structure. So you need to respect. You need to respect the nature. You need to respect the Almighty. You need to respect the divine's gift, what you have. There is sacred, spiritual spirit in you. You can't make it a dustbin. That's the connect.
absolutely, absolutely, sir. Sir, I think we are running short in time, and we are almost, it being more than 1 hour, and we are talking about this really very sacred topic, which I can say. And a lot of questions are there, but I think you have beautifully answered each and everything. You have cleared all the doubt. So before we end, sir, we can take one more question, sir. Sir, I just want to ask you, in this human form, like we are in a human form, इस जन्म में हम लोग human के रूप में हैं. Should we be spiritual? Should we be sexual? Or should we be have both the things? What your intake in that?
Now, we are born spiritual beings with sexual being both together. That's the gift. Both are vital, both are God-given gifts to us. When we assume or when we know, when we realize, see, I can't change the climate. I can't make the trees grow. I can't make the rivers flow. I can't make the planets move. There is some divine energy which is doing something. So this divine energy has put in a certain spirit in me and send it to me on this earth for a purpose and a meaning. If I'm doing that, I'm okay. I'm fine. If I'm doing something different or which is not divine, which is not good, I'm going against it. So this is what has to be understood by us. We have to follow our inner soul, inner conscious, which is a spirit in us, which is our spirituality, to move ahead in life. That is what is important.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Sir, before we end, to our viewers, I just want what will be your take-home message in this very, I think so, I think it's a unspoken, untalked, and unteached topic of the sexual health, and that too special the sexual health and spirituality. What is your take-home message, sir, in very short?
You may be Hindu, you may be Muslim, you may be Sikh, you may be Christian. One religion you must follow is be good and do good. Respect your own body, love your own body. You are unique, you are different. Don't compare yourself. Whatever wrong has happened. You can't see, you and I can do nothing on this earth. आप और मैं एक झाड़ का पत्ता नहीं हिला सकते. जो साला होने वाला है होके रहेगा. It is all destined. We have to accept and adapt to the news. Today we are wearing masks. 4 years back, who was wearing mask? So we have accepted it. So accept and adapt. Be good and do good. Remember one thing, you don't own anything on this earth. Your property, your car, your bungalows, your money, everything will be here. Even the body which you are owning today is going to be cremated or burnt. Even the food what you eat, next day morning you defecate. So you own nothing on this earth. Please remember one thing, you own nothing. So whatever possible, every moment, live your life with joyfulness, love, be good and do good.
Absolutely, sir. With this wonderful message, really, I'm really thankful to you, sir. You bring out such a beautiful topic, and sexual health and sexual medicine in itself is so much, hidden topic, and that to correlate the sexuality with the spirituality is again a big task. And I must say, sir, you make this topic so interesting, so easy, and so much palatable to all of us. So thank you so much, sir. In your busy schedule, in the weekday, you have given us the time for this live postcard. Thank you so much, and so much, sir.
Bless me.
And thank you so much, sir. And at the last, I would like to thank to none other than but our very dynamic Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar, madam, because this program see the day of a light because of her vision, her visionary leadership, and she is always there for all of us. I would like to thank none other than but our technical team of Gyan Pravah for their wonderful, technical support and allow us to present the PPT in between our conversation and podcast. So thank you so much, sir. And definitely in future also, we're going to disturb you and we will get some beautiful, messages and learning from you, sir.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Bless me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.